father found out I was thugging, do you believe me when I tell you you the one I'm loving? Are you mad cause I'm asking you 21 questions? Are you my soulmate? Cause if so, girl, you a blessing. Do you trust me enough to tell me your dreams? I'm staring at you trying to figure how you got in them jeans. If I was down, would you say things to make me smile? I treat you how you wanna be treated, just teach me how. If I was with some other chick and someone happened to see, and when you asked me about it, I said it wasn't me, would you believe me or up and leave me? How deep is our bond if that's all it takes for you to be gone? We only humans, girl, we make mistakes to make it up, I do whatever it takes. I love you like a fat kid love cake. You know my style, I say anything to make you smile.
What's up, my people? How y'all doing? How y'all doing? Welcome to another episode of My Voice, Our Agenda. I want to set up in a different location and the same location. Get it? I'm in the same location, but I'm in a different location. Just want to fill things out. My Voice, Our Agenda. Before I get started, I want to give thanks to God for waking me up this morning, giving me another chance to reach out to my people, those that support me. I appreciate you. It's going to be a journey to try to build up on my fan base, but I'm going to keep running with this, My Voice, Our Agenda, on my YouTube page. So I give all blessings to God for giving me the opportunity to reach out to you, to give you that authentic information. Without him, I'm nothing. With him, I'm everything, and I'm truly grateful. All right, now, I want to get straight to it. The lot been going on in my city, Hartford, Connecticut. It's a lot been going on. I don't have any good news to report to you right now based off of the recent activities regarding teenagers and one young adult. First, I want to talk about a shooting that happened in downtown Hartford. I believe it was early morning Sunday, around 1:49 a.m., close to 2 a.m. Outside a club called the Russian Lady. A lot of people, if you're familiar with Hartford, if you're familiar with downtown and the club scene, the Russian Lady has been around for a while. So unfortunately, we had a double shooting that night. And this shooting, it hit different for a lot of people because the victim wasn't your usual victim. And it's causing a lot of debates. It's a lot of negative things being said about my city, which is nothing new. And the reason why I'm making this video, because I want to point some things out, and I'm not gonna pull no punches, because it's very unfortunate for all individuals that was involved. So I want to say rest in peace. And my condolences to the family of the 70-year-old from West Hartford, Connecticut, a Hall High School senior. He was a senior due to graduate this year. His name is Camden Siegel, if I'm pronouncing that correctly. So I want to give my condolences out to him and his family. It's definitely an unfortunate situation for any parent to have to go through that. And I wish things were different. But for me, it raises a lot of questions. I'm reading an article on the situation, and they being very vague. About what he was doing downtown at that time. I don't know if he was at the Russian Lady. There was a Wolfpack game earlier that evening. Hours earlier, it had ended, but yet he was still downtown at that moment at 1:49 a.m. in the morning, when this unfortunate tragedy happened. According to the article, it said he was waiting for a bus. No, he wasn't waiting for a bus. He was waiting for a ride. Um, I don't know whether it was a family member, a friend, or an Uber he was waiting for, but he was waiting for a ride. What it don't say if he was at that club, the Lady Russian, which would be very unfortunate. Hold on one second. If he was at that club, because he's a 17-year-old child. And, like we all did when we were younger, we got fake IDs and we went to the club. We definitely wasn't legal to enter a grown folk club. So I don't want to assume that he was, but he was standing in front of the Russian Lady when that happened. Now, he was hanging out with some friends. I don't know the full details of what's going on, but in the on the news and the article that I was reading, it doesn't specify what he was doing out there at that time. All it says is he was waiting for a ride. My question, waiting for a ride for what? What was he doing out there at that time? Um, and that doesn't take away from the tragedy. It just raises a lot of questions um, on why he was there. But whether he was there or not, that doesn't give him a right to lose his life. And it doesn't give nobody a right to take his life. Which personally, do I think he was targeted? I don't think he was targeted. I think he was in the wrong place at the wrong time, and it was very unfortunate. So now, enough of me being sensitive about it, and let me put my hard hat on, and let's be raw, let's be real here. There were two individuals. There was a double shooting. It was a 20-year-old. That's the only information they gave out. They didn't release his name. Now, let me go back a little bit. Now, Camden Siegel was a white male, Caucasian male from the suburbs, right outside of Hartford. Not too far, just right outside of Hartford. And it's getting so much airplay. Everybody's talking about it. I saw, an article on Facebook where they were leaving so many comments. There's a lot of racist comments being, thrown at the resident of Hartford. What was he doing in that slum town? I know it was the thug that killed him. You know, he should have never been there because there's no good people that live in Hartford. What I'm saying? They're dirty people. They're ignorant. They're ghetto. They have no life. Um, this happened to them all the time. It should have never happened to Camden. You know, it's thousands and thousands of negative things thrown at the residents of my city, and I'm going to address that because it's unfortunate that I have to go down that road, but I'm going to go down this road and say he was there for a reason, and only his family, which they will never say, and if they do say, they won't tell you the truth, his friends, and him. And I'm quite sure that that wasn't his first rodeo. And there's no excuse for what happened to him. But let's not make it seem like these Caucasian kids don't come to Hartford on a daily basis looking for something. If he was at a hockey game and he wanted to hang out with his friends after that, he had every right to. And you don't lose your life for that. But our black kids and Hispanic kids, they lose their lives every day. They could be walking to school. They could be getting off the bus. They could be going to the grocery store. They could be going to the bodega. They could be playing football. They could be playing jump rope. They could be in the backseat of a car, babies. This happened to us every day. And it's okay with y'all. And let me give you an example. And I'm mad at the black and Hispanic folk that live in this town. They giving all these posters crying over this white kid when this young man, his name, what's his name? Kelsius Held Jr. They call him CJ. He was killed on Monday. The day after Camden was killed, he was killed on Barber Street at 3:15 p.m. in the afternoon, broad daylight. It wasn't 1:49 a.m. in the morning. This is the black kid. He was killed. No talk about it at all. On Barber Street in Hartford, shot dead. And the reason why no one's talking about it, because to them it's business as usual. Just another black kid. Just a little ghetto kid getting killed. But this white kid get killed, it's so much anger, it's so much uproar. So my condolences go out to, Kelsius Held Jr., if I'm pronouncing his name correctly. Forgive me if I'm not. So my condolences go out to him and his family because he have every right to live just like the white kid did, and it's very unfortunate that he's a 19-year-old kid that lost his life. He's 2 years older than Camden, but they're both teenagers and they both died a day after each other. But I don't see the same energy from my black and Hispanics towards this young brother that got killed. I don't see them in the comments saying it's unfortunate that he died. Oh, my condolences to his family. There's nothing being said about that. Even on the news, briefly, they talk about it. Everything is about Camden, Camden, Camden. This is the problem with us. This is why Black Lives Matter is a broad umbrella to that. Both of their lives matter, but only one get in the spotlight. Because when his black young brother get killed, it's business as usual in the city of Hartford. I'm not looking at it like that. I'm looking at it like we need to change. We need to stop the violence in our city, regardless who come through here. We need to do better for ourselves. We need to look out for each other. We need to teach our young children, our young teenagers, young adults, that having a gun ain't cool. Using a gun ain't cool. Killing people and shooting people is not cool. I don't care how many times we gotta keep doing this. But no parent should be burying their child, especially when they're still in high school or they just graduated high school. But whether you're white, black, brown, blue, nobody's life is more important than the other. And this is why I'm making this video, because I'm fed up with that. Making it look like this young brother's life wasn't important. What I'm going to highlight about this young brother, Held Jr., my condolences go out to you, brother. And I wish you had, you died young, man. You died young. It's unfortunate that you had to die the way you died. And it's no different from Camden, the young kid that died from West Hartford from Hall High. It's no different from that. But a lot of questions got to be answered in both cases. But one happened at 1:49 a.m. and the other one happened at 3:15 p.m. I don't know the circumstances of either case, whether they targeted or they both was in the wrong place at the wrong time. Another thing is when Camden got killed, there was another young individual there that was 20 years old. They wouldn't release his name. But there's no talk of him at all. So I'm kind of curious, what was his nationality? And why isn't they talking about him? So, yeah, I mean, I'm going to keep on with this race thing. I'm going to keep this going because this is what our society is about. And I'll be damned if I'm going to sit here and let the media or even our black and brown people water down the truth. The reality of, white the white mindset, the white ideology, that the white life is more important than the black life. And it's not. Well, come on, P, man. You always got to grab some of an unfortunate situation and make it about that. You know what? You guys hide behind the truth. I don't hide behind nothing. They put it right in your face. No more of that. I'm not going to sit here and being afraid to tell the truth. It's not bad timing. It's not bad timing. It has to be said. If you're going to mourn one, you're going to mourn all. And we're going to be equal about it. We are losing our black and brown children every day, unfortunately. You got black kids and Spanish kids are missing by the thousands. It's alarming. And nobody's talking about it. If a white kid go missing, it's all over the news. Amber Alert, everything. But when our black and brown kids go missing, and I don't know if y'all paying attention, it's becoming more frequent. Because when you got social media, you get to see it more. But the way the media covers it is completely different if it was a white child. So I'm not afraid to speak on that. I have to be 100 and be authentic what I have to say. So again, it's unfortunate that happened to Camden, the white kid from West Hartford. It's unfortunate what happened to Kelsey Hell Jr. It's unfortunate that happened to the 20-year-old that was with Camden, or he was in an area. I don't even know if they were together or not. They're being so vague about the information that they're giving out. But our city is mourning right now. We all should pray and hope that this is not the beginning of a wave of another bad summer or bad spring that's coming up. All the OGs out there, all the adults, everybody out there, we need to get together and try to figure something out. Because it can't be, business as usual. It can't be a normal thing. It can't be like that no more. This violence has to stop, and have to stop now. That is just as important as if it was in a suburb where they will have a town meeting and they will get together and they will find solutions. We don't do that. I'm not gonna drag this video on. I just wanted to point some things out, you know, how, equally we have to be upset about things like that. We have to be angry about no matter who comes through our city, no matter what color they are. We all have to be upset about the violence that's happening to our own children and other children that come through our city. If they want to come here and watch a hockey game or go to the club or hang out with their friends, they shouldn't have to die. If our young children want to play in the backyard and sit in the back seat of a car and just hang out with our friends playing basketball or, whatever, they're walking back and forth to school, whatever the case may be, they shouldn't have to lose their life over that. So we have to take responsibility and we have to take our streets back. We have to take our streets back and say enough is enough. Not get on this social media and get on these platforms and just talk about it. We need action. So, big shout out to all the people that's out there, um, organizations that's trying to do, better for our community here in Hartford, um, to bring awareness to the violence, whether it's domestic violence, street violence, sexual assault, everything that happens in our city. We have to be aware and we have to make changes so our children can be safe and our young adults and even our older adults, our elders should be able to walk back and forth in the streets of Hartford and not have to be concerned about anything happen to them. So, you know, thank you for listening to my platform. I'm just trying to make awareness and be authentic about what I have to say. My voice, our agenda. And remember, integrity is everything. Either you have it or you don't. Y'all make sure y'all hit that like button. It don't cost you nothing to hit that like button. Uh, leave a comment. Share this video. Make sure y'all share this video and subscribe. I appreciate it. My voice, our agenda. I'll be seeing you guys again. One.